What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it, all right? It is the second day of July, and here we are at about 1.42 cents with the low at about 1.4 cents, you guys. We're right there. We're right there, and OnyxCoin might be doing this thing that it likes to do, which is just miss the golden ratio, which again is a very bullish thing. It's actually not a bearish thing in the least. It's not. It doesn't mean that we inevitably have to go there. Maybe it does, and that's okay. If we go down there, whatever. Who cares? It's all right. But that's actually a very bullish thing. And if we can reverse and get back above the 382, get above about 1.5 cents, that would look really good. Ultimately, 1.5 cents is great, but 1.7 cents is the thing we need to get above. Once we get above there, guys, I mean, oh man. Yeah, anybody not invested in OnyxCoin is gonna be like, where was this? Why didn't anybody tell me about this? How come I didn't? How come nobody in the YouTube crypto world was talking about this, right? I don't know, man. I really don't know. Other than Economic Ninja, there's really no large accounts actually talking about OnyxCoin, which is just kind of mind-boggling, right? Shout out to the Ninja. Hold on, guys. I'm looking at something real quick. Just making sure everything's good. Crazy volatility that we got going on. I think Bitcoin's on its way up, though, yeah. Maybe I should. I don't care. All right, looking at OnyxCoin here, expectation is that we either go down to about 1.39 cents, 1.36 cents, maybe even lower than that, and it's okay if we go lower than that. I doubt we go below this low, but either we do that or we found our low and we're moving up now, so let's see if we can figure that out, okay? 15-minute time frame here. Looking at the 15-minute, that's a lot of volume that came in there. A lot of volume that came in right there. Isn't it interesting how there's a lot of volume at an area that you might buy at, right? There's not really a lot of volume at an area that you might sell at, no, but it's in the moments where people are buying that we're getting a lot of volume, right? Again, a testament to the theory that there is no selling pressure anymore, right? At this point in time, it's just the market makers pushing this price down, being bored, maybe to shake out the final weak hands. People who aren't watching this channel and hearing somebody day after day telling them, don't you dare sell your OnyxCoin, don't you do it. I mean, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, do whatever you want, but oh, you'd be selling at the worst price to sell OnyxCoin in months, man. It's not a good time to sell. It's absolutely not, right? If you didn't sell up here, you have no business selling down here. If you didn't sell even higher than that, you have no business selling down here. This is where, and this is where too, I like to play this game with myself, okay? Every single time I'm in a situation like this, and I'm not in a situation like this now, but if I'm in a situation where, let's say I bought the high, let's say I bought here, I bought this high, whatever I bought around here, and the price is going down, and I'm just thinking, man, I should sell it, right? Why do you want to sell it? What's the purpose of that, right? Why do you want to sell it? It's because you're in the red. If you're in the green, you wouldn't think you'd want to sell it, right? You'd think you're brilliant. You're King Midas, right? Or Queen Midas. We got queens in the space too. You might think that you're brilliant, but in moments like this, you only want to sell because you're down. That's the only reason, right? So play this game with yourself. What if you did it perfectly? What if instead of buying here, you bought all the way down here and then you sold there, or you sold there? You did it perfectly. And now with your cash in hand on the side, you see the price right here. Would you think that, oh man, I'm staying away from this? Or would you think maybe it's time to allocate into the markets? And if you're being honest with yourself and you're not silly, you're probably going to think that this is a good area to buy. The only reason that you want to sell, whenever you think of it in that light, and you really got to, it's almost like you got to trick your brain. I don't know, maybe it's easier for me to trick my brain than it is for some people to trick their brains. I don't know, but I would assume it's relatively easy to just play that scheme out. Literally pretend, believe that you sold it perfectly. You did it perfectly. You have all the cash on the side, and you could buy right here. Would you, if you were in that situation? Absolutely. Absolutely you would. So with that, just again, understand this is we're not at a good point to sell here, but I don't think anybody who's watching this channel is panicking or selling here, man. I don't know how the price is moving down. Low volume, low liquidity. It's easier to do, and the market makers are probably pushing this thing down just to suck up as much supply as they can before the big rip, man. Because the more they get, the more they get at the top too. Looking at this on a the 1 hour time frame, just doing a little bit more than just talking here. Bullish divergence. We have a downward sloping trend in the RSI, right? Bullish divergence in the oversold zone. We're probably going to form a sideways trend. I don't expect much out of this day, Wednesday, but then Thursday, Friday, going into the end of the week, I think we're going to see some life, hopefully. Maybe we get a weekend run. OnyxCoin is not opposed to weekend runs. We look at this on the 4-hour time frame, and we have gotten oversold. Look at how many red candles there are, man. So many. This is when we're going to bust out the Heikinashi. It's probably not going to be as helpful on the 4-hour, but still, just crazy. I mean, looking at this, we're due for some green, right? I'm sure we thought that back here too. You know, but we're probably due for some green. We're going to get some green. We should look at the Heikinashi on the daily and the 3-day and the weekly time frame too. I forget about it's Heikinashi. I know. I'm American. I say Heikinashi. Right? It's like those people who are like, it's not Iran, it's Iran, it's Iran. It's like, okay, well, it's Mexico, but I'm going to say Mexico. Just like they're going to say Estados Unidos, right? Like and whatever America is in Iranian language. Low to high. Low to high here, missing the golden ratio. Love to see it. It's not a bad thing. 4-hour RSI. Lower lows in the RSI. I mean, lower lows here with lower lows, so that's fair. But overall, you're at some of the lowest points in the RSI that you've been at since here, and you do have higher lows prevailing. So that's a good look, too. That's really not a bad look at all. I wonder, what about this from a low to a high here? Low to high. 1886200 area. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect, man. 1886200, right? We're going to go up, and we're going to find resistance at our 1886200. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. Daily time frame. Daily time frame's in an uptrend, and this is nice too, man. We want an uptrend like this. You don't want an uptrend like this. It's fun while it lasts, but it's short-lived, right? Something like this, when it gets overbought, you get these like continued moves. It's another reason why I'm anticipating this next move will be stronger, right? Because this was just quick. That was, let's call it a snap back, a little relief rally from the bearish repercussions we had going through the end of January down to the beginning of April, right? It's a little snap back. We were overdue for a pump, so we let loose the goose on that one. But this, we're building up. You know, we're building up. We're winding up this spring, and it's gonna. I think it's gonna take us further than this move, right? That this kind of look is much more powerful. This base to form is much more powerful. Are we finding support where we were looking to find support? Let's see right here, coming down. We're a little bit below, but whatever. I mean, let's see if I can get it right on there. Yeah, we're a little bit below, but I mean, if today closes green, we're bouncing right off of that. I don't care. I think it's fine. We're a little bit below here, but if the day closes green, we'll actually be looking like we're bouncing right off of this like that, you know. So even a little bit below, I don't care. That's not a problem at all. And then again, breaking out of this downtrend overall with a prevailing uptrend on the way, and I don't know, man. It's kind of at the same pace. This looks like a very similar channel here that we had back here, and the move that we got overall with that from a low to a high was 225% over the course of, looks like about a month. Yeah, literally a month to the day. I don't think that we're going to move up 225% over a month, guys. I think we're going to move up a lot more than that, right? These were smaller relative moves. We got bigger relative moves over here, but still, it's good stuff. Even if we move up only a 3.2x by the end of this month, cool, whatever. We can move up the rest of it in August. It's not a problem. But at least that, right? At least that. Looking at this from a high to a low, high to low here, golden ratio resistance there, slipping, found support just above the 236, which is kind of weird, resistance to the 382. You know, again, if we go lower than this low, it's not a problem. It's really not a problem, but I just don't think that we will. When we move up, I would assume that we see an immediate move up, kind of like we did here, right? Maybe we move up like this first. We find some resistance around here, kind of consolidate, give this daily uptrend a little bit of a trend still, and then as we get overbought, that should be when we really start to rip. So I think in the middle of July, maybe the early middle, late middle, somewhere in the middle of July, that's when we should really be taking off and seeing prices that are above 4 cents and going up above that even, right? When we break above 4 cents, technically by the way of the fibs here, this 886, whenever you break above that, the only target that you should consider is the 1272. So we could be at 8.2 cents as early as, you know, like by the end of this month. And this is what I mean by saying that we're not going to see a 225% growth by the end of this month. We're probably going to see something that's double that, a little bit more than that, right? And maybe even more than that, right? This thing, when it wants to move fast, it can move pretty damn fast, you guys. I hope everybody is taking this time to accumulate more OnyxCoin. This is not going to last long, and there are probably a bunch of people who bought here who wished that they bought in this area. You know what I mean? Wish that they bought here. There are probably a bunch of people who sold here on these lows who wish they didn't sell when they were up here. You know what I mean? And maybe that's the same people who bought back. You know, this is an opportunistic moment. Is it the most opportunistic moment out of the past like 6 months, 7 months? No. but it's a pretty damn opportunistic moment relative to this phase that we're in right now of consolidation since April 12th or April 11th, I think, is that high. So we're literally in the low zone. From a high to a low, we are below the 236. This is the one of the most prime buying opportunities of this range that you're going to get. So take it upon yourself, do the right thing. At the very least, don't sell. I'm not selling. I haven't sold a single stack of my OnyxCoin. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, all right? And we are going up to the 1886200 level, right? We just found support at the 1886200 level on our relative time frames from a high to a low here, 26 to 32 cents. That's where we're going. This is why we're holding. We're holding, man. We'll see you at a 18 to 23x here within the next month and a half. All right, take care. Bye-bye.